into Gray Television's Media Days craze for the fourth and final day here in Dallas. It was Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Texas A&M wrapping up the kickoff for football season for the Southeastern Conference. Times are changing, and so are the teams within the SEC. Arkansas and Auburn recorded losing seasons in 2023, while the Wildcats and Aggies finished 7-6. The competition is beefing up. How will they combat that and rise to the top? All of that coming up on your Media Days Craze. After finishing with a record of 16-10 between the years of 2021 and 2022, Arkansas plummeted to a 4-8 record. Sam Pittman's seat is certainly getting a little bit hotter as he heads into year 5. The offense will need to be revamped to make a bowl game once again. Let's get some help from our friends in Fayetteville.
The Arkansas Razorbacks went 4-8 last year under fourth-year head coach Sam Pittman. Pittman is going into his 5th year this year, and he understands that Hogs fans, they don't like 4-8 seasons. He's hoping to help the Hogs bounce back from their 4-8 year, and he understands if they don't bounce back, he may be bounced out of Fayetteville.
Over the past 4 years, we've been invited to 3 bowl games. 2 of the last 3 years, at some point in the season, we've been ranked in the top 10. And I love this team. I love our coaches. Our expectations are as high as they've ever been for this season coming up. If we can take 4-20 to 9-4, we can deal with 4-8 too, and that's what we're going to do. I'm very excited about the Arkansas Razorbacks. We have a new coordinator, Bobby Petrino. You guys are very familiar. If you're familiar with football, you're familiar with Bobby Petrino. Did a wonderful job at the University of Arkansas and other places. Been a head coach in the National Football League as well. Bobby's been a great resource for me. Not only is I think he's a wonderful offensive coordinator, he also was a very successful head coach. And so there's a lot of times where I'm able to run things by him, and we decide collectively at times what's best for the University of Arkansas football team. We have to finish the season. We did not do that well. We've got to figure out how to win the close games. And we lost 5 games by a touchdown or less. We've got to figure that out. We feel like we're well on our way to getting that accomplished.
Man, getting coached by Coach Petrino has been great. You know, he's been helping us with the plays. You know, we plan, you know, we're going to try to be explosive this year. And, you know, with Taylor Green coming in, the leader he is, you know, he's 6'7", you know, looking at him, you can already think he is a leader, you know, so he's been great, you know, talking with the players, talking with the team, it's been exciting. Team camaraderie, the player-led, you know, it's been very fun, exciting. We've been working extremely hard this summer, going day by day, you know, getting closer to fall camp. The only thing we can do is just focus on the next day and getting better at doing that.
Now, what Pittman did in the offseason, he did lose quarterback K.J. Jefferson, who transferred to Central Florida. So he has transfers coming in at quarterback, running back, but he does have like his top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers coming back. But the thing about that is that none of those receivers have more than 400 yards receiving. He has a nice little transfer quarterback coming in, but I think his biggest move was bringing back former head coach Bobby Petrino. Petrino is the Arkansas Razorbacks offensive coordinator this year. He was at Texas A&M as their OC last year, and Pittman is hoping Petrino can help him keep his job.
From Arkansas to Auburn, Hugh Freeze is headed into year 2. After fielding one of the worst passing offenses in the SEC, the Tigers finished the 2023 season with a 6-7 record. That's their 3rd consecutive losing season. That has not happened since the 1970s. Can Auburn get back to its winning ways? Let's find out.
It's a 2nd straight sellout season for Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers. Hugh Freeze in his 2nd stint with the Tigers. He said that Auburn's on the right track to get back to the right place, and a big storyline coming into this season is, especially with these fans, you know, they're hungry to win now. And with Payton Thorne, the quarterback, coming back for a 2nd year with the Tigers, what kind of year can we expect from him? Talking with Payton Thorne, he says he's got a better feel with the offense. Hugh Freeze talked about just surrounding Payton Thorne with better pieces to see his absolute best potential with this team. It's a young team, but Hugh Freeze believes that they have a more talented roster in year two. What can we expect in year two with you and the Auburn Tigers?
I'd say a lot of improvement. I'd say an offense that's excited to show the country what we got and show ourselves what we got. And then also I know our defense is really excited right now. New coaching staff for pretty much everybody. And we're really excited, and I'm excited to get rolling here pretty soon.
They can expect energy, intensity, effort, relentless effort, regardless of the game or situation or who we're playing. Coach Freeze has done a good job in corralling us this whole season, bringing the team together. Togetherness is the biggest thing that we've been preaching, and building authentic relationships.
The tempo of our offense. Like, when we get the ball rolling, it's pretty much game over. We're going to score.
Now the 5 straight home games. It's not ideal, but at the same time may be advantageous if we can get on a run and get the season started really, really well. That could be advantageous. It's not great for fans at all because the back and forth, and we're going to ask them to be there, and they're going to show up. But that's not great for that. And then not having a home game at all in October is certainly a challenge. But it is what it is, and we've got to deal with it. But we need to get off to a fast start.
I think Peyton has matured so much in terms of understanding the scheme. There's so much adversity last year, and he was going through different things, and a lot of people were going through different things. And to be honest, I'm so excited to see Peyton's progression. He's so locked in terms of understanding the offense, coming up and going to the film room every single time, and getting those extra hours in. And certainly, like 2 days ago, me and Peyton were running and working out together, and he's like bringing me along, pushing me, and just being that competition, that competitive piece. So Peyton is extremely competitive, extremely aware of everything that transpired last season, and he's excited to put a great performance for the Auburn fans.
I've seen him play at a high level at a Power 5 school. 2, I think in year 2 with us and him sensing the chemistry in the offensive staff room has bred confidence in him. But probably most importantly, I think he feels like if he's supposed to take a 3-step drop right now from the shotgun and throw a curl route, I think he feels confident that he has guys that can win.
What's interesting about this Auburn football season is that the Tigers have 5 straight home games and don't have a home game throughout the whole month of October before they go on a rough road test. So going to be interesting to see if the Tigers can rattle off some wins here, start off hot, and then see what they can do on the road. Here in Dallas, Jake Stanson, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.
For what it's worth, Auburn has a pretty manageable schedule. They will have to travel to Georgia and Alabama, but they get Oklahoma and Texas A&M at home. Stick with us here on your Media Days Craze. Commissioner Greg Sankey took the time to talk to me as everything comes to a close here in Dallas.
Media Days Craze is sponsored by South College, where dreams find direction.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College's Associate of Science and Nursing program could be your path to making a real difference. Immerse yourself in evidence-based holistic patient care, patient education, and collaborative practices. Experience hands-on learning in classroom, lab, and clinical settings. Explore diverse specialties including maternal infant care and adult health. And by completing South College's Associate of Science and Nursing program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX exam. Visit south.edu today to learn more. South College, where dreams find direction.
Where can you get internet for 50% less than T-Mobile 5G home internet in your first year? X marks the spot. 5G home internet can be spotty, and no one should rely on internet from a cell tower. Get fast, reliable Xfinity internet with the speed you need at a great value. Just $30 a month for 12 months with no annual contract and equipment included. You'll get consistently fast speeds with 99.9% network reliability. For the internet experience you deserve, X marks the spot. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
As a professional NASCAR driver, speed and precision are crucial for me on the track. That's why I trust Pinnacle Home Improvements for all my exterior home needs. Pinnacle's experts get the job done right and fast. Pinnacle Home Improvements.
After an assassination attempt on his life, all eyes are now on the Republican National Convention and Donald Trump. Atlanta News First is here covering all the angles all week.
Back into your media days craze. Commissioner Greg Sankey has certainly been one of the men of the hour here in Dallas after successfully adding Texas and Oklahoma to the mix. I spoke exclusively with Commissioner Sankey about the ever-changing landscape that is college football. As commissioner, what becomes increasingly more difficult to just balance prioritizing athletes but also moving with the ever-changing landscape of college football?
The answer is yes, that is part of the difficulty, and it's at the high end. We provide great support for young people in our programs. I think right now, if you're a student athlete on a Southeastern Conference campus, it is the best time in history because of the support provided. Yet, we're expected to adapt, and that is a bit of a difficult challenge, but we're going to continue that work because it's meaningful for the people involved and for our fans who want to be a part of attending and watching and supporting our teams.
I'm not sure how transparent you can really be, but as commissioner, when you see things start to evolve and change, how many years ago did you start to see the waves come in and you're going, okay, things could be changing here in the future?
I just began my 10th year, and so my first meeting with our presidents and chancellors in 2015, I laid out some of the issues, and we talked about developing a government relations program at that time. And it's not as if there was something that we were in the middle of talking to House or Senate members about, but wanting to build those relationships. I think that's an indication that we had an understanding of we're going to have to change or add a playing field, if you will. It has been an accelerated environment since states have started acting to pass legislation, to adopt executive orders, or attorneys generals become active at pursuing litigation against the NCAA. But that's the indication that I shared a moment ago about we want to provide outstanding support to student athletes in an environment that's requiring us to adapt.
I know you can't read the future necessarily, but with how quickly things have accelerated, how much more change do you think is to come in the next year?
Well, the next year will be busy. I think we're going to see what I would consider a decade's worth of change happening in a matter of months as we come to terms, we think, and perhaps the court will approve a settlement and a set of lawsuits. That will create adaptation. I think the good news is on the field, on the court, on the track, on the diamonds, you'll see that kind of high-level competition that people expect from the Southeastern Conference as we work through some of these administrative and leadership challenges.
When we return here in Dallas, a team that has rarely been mentioned this week, despite the fact they have a former dog leading the way.
You're watching Media Days Craze, sponsored by South College, where dreams find direction.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College's Associate of Science and Nursing program could be your path to making a real difference. Immerse yourself in evidence-based holistic patient care, patient education, and collaborative practices. Experience hands-on learning in classroom, lab, and clinical settings. Explore diverse specialties including maternal infant care and adult health. And by completing South College's Associate of Science and Nursing program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX exam. Visit south.edu today to learn more. South College, where dreams find direction.
Reading a book can change a child's life, opening their world to new possibilities.
But not every child has a book of their own, and a lot are not reading at their grade level.
Together with Atlanta News First, we've handed out over 65,000 books to kids across Metro Atlanta.
We are devoted to empowering kids to discover a love of reading and help them make a difference in their lives.
That's why Ken Nugent Attorneys at Law are a proud sponsor of Atlanta News First, Books to Kids.
In the heart of our community, where bonds are built, stands a beacon of hope. Free at Last Bail Bonds. For over 50 years, founder Kathy Joyce built this business on strong family values. Today, our CEO Jennifer Green carries on that tradition, leading a team of 45 employees dedicated to keeping families and friends together.
Free at Last Bail Bonds, the name families trust when times get tough. Dial pound bail, BAIL. We understand the importance and urgency of reuniting families.
Wellstar's network of over 400 locations and 24/7 access online means you can find care wherever and whenever you need it. Wellstar, more than healthcare, people care.
When severe weather hits, Atlanta News First has the most meteorologists working to keep you safe. Your first alert weather is on Atlanta News First.
Atlanta News First Books to Kids, brought to you by these sponsors.
With the retirement of Nick Saban, Mark Stoops becomes the longest tenured head coach in the SEC. He's headed into year 12. After sporting a 7-6 record last season, quarterback Brock Vandagriff comes in from Georgia to take over on offense, and the defense looks to improve. However, will that translate to the 2024 record? Let's link up with Lexington.
For the 2024 SEC Football Media Days had the Kentucky Wildcats as the 16th and final team to come to Dallas, and maybe because it is the last day, things started to slow down a little bit. But when the Wildcats hit the floor, business started to pick up. Mark Stoops bringing with him offensive lineman Marcus Cox and some of the big guys on defense, De'Aaron Jackson and Deion Walker. And for some, this is a new experience coming to the media days.
Been at this event, really a dream come true. I used to watch it when I was growing up. And just coming out my shell, I got that from my old coach, Summerall. He just made me, y'all know the story, made me walk down the hallway talking to everybody. So I love it.
Mark Stoops is a veteran of the media days and the SEC, being the longest tenured coach within the conference of the current stable. And what he has done at Kentucky is better than anyone could have predicted prior to his arrival in 2013.
Do we want more? Do we want to take it to the next level, as we just talked about with your comment? Yes, we do. But also, I can't lose sight of the fact that we have been consistent. You know, there's only 8 teams in the country that have been to 8 straight bowls. And there's only 2 teams that have been in the SEC this whole time that have done that. That's not nothing.
Kentucky has a mixed bag of experience and potential star power. Barrion Brown has NFL potential. Dane Key makes the routine and the spectacular catch. The tight end spot is solid, but the positions with the brightest spotlight will be on Ohio State transfer running back Chip Trayanum and especially Georgia transfer quarterback Brock Vandagriff.
I feel like he adds a bunch of maturity. You know, we already are a mature group, you know, with De'Aaron and a bunch of them guys, but he adds a lot more experience and of somebody who's already been there. You know, we're an experienced group. You know, we got a lot of guys on our defensive side of the ball. We got some great receivers, a great running back, great quarterbacks, you know, great offensive line. So I feel like we're a real experienced team.
Up front, Eli Cox will captain the Big Blue Wall, while Deion Walker and J.J. Weaver and others will anchor the defense.
We come in with expectations to do great things this year. We got a lot of experience with me and Eli coming back, and then Gerald coming in. Jagger also returning, and then Dylan played a lot last year. So we got a lot of experience and a lot of expectation from Coach Stoops to be really good this season.
UK has been to 8 straight bowl games, and Kentucky has the Cats to make it 9 in a row.
And again, the consistency. You know, again, it's not nothing going to 8 straight bowl games. I mean, there's 8 teams that have done that. There's 2 teams that have been in our league besides us that have done it. And I think Oklahoma would be the 3rd, but have been in the SEC. It's a challenge. You know, there's some great institutions that have gone through some ups and downs. And, you know, we've been very stable. I just want to continue to grow.
As he heads into year 12, what are the feelings Kentucky fans have towards Mark Stoops? Because he really has just been a sound foundation for that program.
Well, I think that's the thing. He is the son of a coach. Sons of coaches want foundation first, stability, solidarity, and then what the success will follow. I think when you look at Mark Stoops, he's a Big Ten guy now. He played at Iowa. He grew up in Ohio. He wants control. He wants to establish Kentucky football as more than just a school known for 1 or 2 sports. Baseball went to the College World Series, by the way, so it's wide open. But Mark Stoops has done a marvelous job, and he has been able, for a guy who doesn't like to change, I think, he has been able to adapt. He is still adapting to this new NIL world, as we all are. But he wanted to come to Kentucky and run an air raid offense. That didn't materialize, really. So what do? Ground and pound, which is what he likes to do, is dominate that line of scrimmage.
We're not done here for day 4. Jimbo Fisher is out. Mike Elko is in. What's in store for the Aggies? All that is next.
Affordable Dentures and Implants Summer Savings. Right now, new denture wearers can get a free upgrade to our premium denture for the price of an economy. Call today. Offer ends July 22nd.
Go ahead and smile.
The bake business is not an easy one.
My biggest fear is that I'll have to close. I'm here to help.
How much time do I got?
36 hours. It has to work. Are you ready to see your big bakeover?
The Big Bakeover.
Friday on Peachtree TV, Atlanta's CW. You're watching Media Days Craze, sponsored by South College, where dreams find direction.
Listen closely, Atlanta. This is very important. No one, and I mean no one, will give you more for your trade than Beaver Toyota. Visit us at beavertoyotacoming.com. Under the Trade Sale tab, click Sell Your Car, and you will instantly receive a cash offer for your vehicle.
Lowercase b. Oh. Use a strong password.
Trying to remember a strong password is hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy.
Too many attempts.
Morgan & Morgan. The choice is easy.
Get the news you need all in one place with Atlanta News First Plus. Breaking news and live updates every half hour so you can catch up on the day's top stories. It's more news, more weather, and more stories all in one place. Watch free wherever you stream. Just search Atlanta News First.
Don't miss the summer savings going on now at Affordable Dentures and Implants. New denture wearers can save an average of $700 with a free upgrade to our premium denture. Offer ends July 22nd.
Go ahead and smile.
Welcome back. After a 6-year tenure and 11-11 record in the last 2 seasons, Jimbo Fisher was relieved of his duties as Texas A&M's head coach and was ultimately given a $77.5 million buyout. Then they hired Mike Elko, the former Texas A&M defensive coordinator, for 4 years before he found 2 successful years as Duke's head coach. Simply put, for 2024, the Aggies need more. Let's head to College Station for the latest.
Final day at SEC Media Days, and finally Texas A&M took the stage.
Finally.
But here on the final day, a lot of excitement around this program with year 1 under Mike Elko. They brought 3 student athletes, Torian York, who's a sophomore, but a team captain, as voted on by his teammates. Had a great freshman campaign, so it says a lot about York and what he brings to this team as just a sophomore. Also brought Shamar Turner, a defensive lineman who's one of the funnier defensive linemen.
He was very funny today. Put on 30 pounds this offseason.
Yes, he talked a lot about the weight training he's done this offseason. And then Trey Zune, another team captain, offensive lineman, who says they are ready to kind of change their offensive line. He admitted and he took responsibility that the offensive line has not been what it should be the past few years, but he's ready to have a strong unit this year.
Yeah, there was no shortage of things to talk about with A&M today, obviously with the new staff. But with the new staff, they're saying that head coach Mike Elko is bringing some positive changes, including those changes is discipline and accountability.
We had to have some real honest conversations when I took over about where we were as a program. We can't verbalize what we are. The facts tell us who we are, and we were a 12-13 football program the last 2 years. And so the only way to change that is to work. Like, you can't just say you want to be different. You can't just say you want to compete. You have to do it. And I think that has been, from day one, the internal conversations that we had. And then you've got a lot of great kids with great character who have a lot of pride in themselves. And so that's not lost on them either. And so, okay, here's a path that potentially can change the results that we've had. I'm in. And so they start doing it, and then it leads to success. Their body starts looking different. They start feeling better. They're playing better in the spring, and that brings more success. And so then I think we've had an even stronger summer in that regard, and hopefully that will continue into fall camp and through the season.
I hold myself accountable for all my actions, doing what I need to do right all the time, 100%. And Elko's helped a lot with that, coming in with accountability. He's helped us, making us hold ourselves accountable and the whole team accountable.
Everybody is where they're supposed to be at, on time, when they're supposed to be there. You know, guys are being more receptive to leadership. Guys are open to hearing, like Coach Moffitt is an experienced guy who's won a lot of national championships, so you'd be silly not to listen to him.
I just think with the way that Mike Elko runs the program, there's no need for anything flashy, no need for any of the extra stuff. Just come in every single day and do your work.
The Aggies are done talking and they're ready to put in the work. That work starting the 2024 season, kicking off August 31st versus Notre Dame.
And they're not going to look this far ahead and talk about it, but we, of course, are, as media and fans, are going to look at far ahead to that November 30th game, the renewal of the Texas A&M-Texas rivalry at Kyle Field, which is going to be a great one. But reporting here in Dallas at the Omni Hotel for Morgan Weaver, I'm Tyler Shaw.
With the new additions in the SEC, it does mean that some old rivalries will be renewed, like the one between Texas and Texas A&M. That concludes our coverage from your SEC Media Days craze here in Dallas. It does mean this has come to an end, but it only means the beginning of the 2024 college football season. For one last time from Dallas, I'm Bailey Burmaster. Have a great night.
You're watching Media Days Craze, sponsored by South College, where dreams find direction.
At Papa John's, we start